Does AI challenge the power of creatives? Now, there's one question I should have asked. In the latest episode of Make Sense, I dove into the world of Mad Men with Marlon Alves, professor and researcher in strategy and organization at SKEMA Business School. I asked whether creatives should be given more power within organizations, but I was so immersed in the 1960s that I forgot to ask one very contentious question.
Make sense? Makes sense.
Does AI challenge the power of creatives?
Not at all. In my view, AI for sure is reshaping the creative landscape, but it's not replacing creativity. It's actually reframing what it means to be creative. Research shows that AI excels at pattern recognition and content generation, but struggles with contextual meaning making, something that Don Draper for sure would be amazing. Consider the film industry. Every release used AI applications, yet only a few films like Better Man or How to Train Your Dragon create genuine emotional connection. The technology is available for everyone, but there is some human insight for just a few people that actually are able to determine what moves audience. So, and perhaps the strongest evidence on that sense is Flow, the award-winning animation that was done with like standard free open source software, nothing really special. So instead of replacing creativity, AI forces creative to move up the value chain, from execution to ideation, from mimicking style to actually focusing on substance. It challenges us to ask better questions and define which problems worth solving. So in the new age of AI, the relevance of Mad Men is still there. The most valuable creative edge isn't speed, it's depth.
So people now talk about AI replacing jobs. Do you see that as something feasible or not feasible in the future? For sure, it will replace jobs, but it's part of updating skills. So you have new technology that able to perform tasks that were not possible before. And so I think it's a natural process. For a long time, we didn't see this level of change. So for sure, we'll need investment in both security conditions for people to update their skills, finding new jobs. But I think it's a natural transition that you expect in each new technological wave. And in the team of the Mad Men characters, which characters do you think would have appreciated AI, and which of those do you think would not have appreciated or worked well with AI? Well, I think Don Draper would have appreciated, because the idea that he can iterate super fast, can do more work alone, so he could further develop the idea and get that thing done would be really interesting for him, releasing him from those extra interactions. On the other end, I would say that Pete Campbell, that's more of a political operator, so he's trying to build connections, see what works. For him, he wouldn't appreciate that much, because part of his value is more in terms of rhetoric or negotiation, and the fact that AI can take his role in certain ways or not optimize. So could it be for him kind of a threat or something that he wouldn't appreciate that much? Could you picture Don Draper using Midjourney or ChatGPT? Well, makes sense. SKEMA Business School's podcast has already ventured into another space-time paradox, that of Friends, with this question. What if Joey, Rachel, Chandler, and the rest of the Friends gang had been living in the age of social media? Would they still be friends today? Want to listen? The episode is available on your favorite podcast platform. Enjoy.